everybody. Welcome back to 2B2T. We are here with 651 individuals playing. We have just passed the 100K mark and left a monument. And now we are continuing our journey off into, I would say, the unknown. But, well, you can see from the mini-map that this is still fully explored. So, eventually, though, we will get to the unknown. In fact, that is our next goal. I mean, among our goals, we have multiple goals, but one of our next goals as far as the travel part is to reach new generation. It could happen at any time, but I'm not expecting it to happen until past probably 120K. Then we will probably hit new generation. Spots of it, and from there we can decide trails to follow and things like that. So in the meanwhile, we're gonna have to find some food soon because all we've got is an apple. No, we don't. We've got 31 cooked pork chops. Never mind, ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So anyways, welcome back to Fusion's Adventures. We are pre-recording episodes for while I am away and unable to play. So hopefully you're enjoying this series so far if you've been able to watch. I know there's no big builds going on. All we're doing is just traveling on foot, boat, and horse until we looking for neat stuff along the way, but hopefully until we find an elytra sitting in a base, in a stash, in ruins. Some random player just flies over and drops an elytra on us. Or a dead body. We have found, I don't know if those were dead bodies or not, but we've found piles of gear and stuff, like a bunch of rockets, which we have in our ender chest, just floating on the water and on the ground, where either someone just left them or died. So, I mean, we have a lot of possibilities of what we could find. You have to remember that if, for example, someone flew across here and for some reason they weren't paying attention and their elytra ran out and they slammed into the island over there and died from it, and didn't have a totem on or something like that, their stuff could be there even if it happened years ago. Or they were going along and, stopped on an island and got chomped by a zombie or a skeleton or a creeper, and their stuff will just be sitting there. There's no despawn on the server until the chunk is loaded. So if they died and then the chunk's no longer loaded, it could sit there 10 years, before someone comes across it and finds that stuff that's just been sitting there for 10 years. And I'm not talking about Minecraft years. I'm talking about real years, actual 10 years. That's just, to me, that is the neat thing that I love the most about 2B2T. Is that you can find stuff that has been sitting here for a long time. Now, most of the old stuff, like, let's say from 2015, 2014, 2011, I know the server goes back quite a ways. That's all going to be back in that 100,000 area. Out here, you could find some stuff from those dates 10 years ago, but most players at that time had no need to come out this far. Hey, there's an ender chest. Simply because the server wasn't like it was today. You didn't have tons of griefers and base hunters and stuff like that on the server back then. You had a smaller, close-knit community. What do we got here? I would say this was a little hut that someone hid in. They built quite the stair system down. Does this go? Oh, there's stuff down here. Is that a bed? That's a bed. The ender chest was above us. There's also that. It might be just a locked chest. Definitely someone was building. Oh, they built a little farm. Someone built a skeleton grinder. Ah. And then someone came and blew it up. Well, they didn't blow it up, but they left some TNT. This is I mean, that's not my... Oh, you don't get a thing with TNT. I was going to say, isn't that my first TNT? Okay, so we found a little custom grinder and some TNT. I don't know what I want the TNT for, but I've got it. Who knows? Might come in handy. I might need to blow something up. We'll put it in our ender chest, because there's an ender chest over here. Hello, ender chest. Have some TNT. All right. Oh, they were growing a little bit of sugar cane as well. Interesting, interesting. Oh, and it's fairly recent. Someone was here recently, and I know that because of that guy. Because, I mean, the Phantom only... There's a portal, so obviously someone came from the portal. Nothing in the trap chest. Got some coal here. Interesting. I mean, they had a little... They did some... That's what the grinder was for. They were... And someone crystal PvP'd them here. That's what these are here for. Someone crystalled the person. Oh, we even got a... What? A notebot? Oh, this is... Oh, wow. This is old. This is a string duper. It no longer works. It's been patched. But this is an old string duper. I'm tempted to take that block, but I'll leave it. We got a bunch of stuff. That's cool. These were patched a long time ago. But that's neat to find. I'm gonna get a screenshot here. Oh, I keep forgetting to change my skin. Just a second. Oh, we got zombies coming. Run! He should burn down here in a moment. There he goes, because I want to take a look. I don't see anything else down here. I mean, there's different stairways, so someone, you know, there's the farm over there. Huh. Well, that's kind of a cool find, honestly. You know, find something like that. You know, a string duper hasn't worked for I don't know how many years. So definitely been there a while. But there's signs that a player has been there recently. because of the Phantom. Someone came through the portal and probably went, and just in the past week, because otherwise the Phantom wouldn't be there. Because it's not for me. I can't talk. It's not from me, because I just slept in a bed. So that's cool. Well, we found something interesting for this episode, so if we find nothing else, at least we found that. And I have to say that that was pretty cool to find. One of my favorite biomes, the spiky badlands. I don't know what they're officially called now. I could pull it up on the map and look, but what are they called? They are eroded badlands, along with the windswept hills over there. The only thing I never really liked about the windswept hills per se, and even just in general sometimes, you just find that, you know, the blocks like that are just floating in the sky, and it's like, you know, I mean, if there was such a thing as like big floating islands and stuff like that in Minecraft as a biome, then I think that would be cool. But just a random, you know, blocks, or a single block, you know, that spawns in and it's just sitting there floating in the sky, that, I don't know, that kind of ruins it for me. Now, if there was a biome, like I said, of like floating islands and stuff like that, then I think that would be cool to find. That would be a neat biome. Technically on 2B2T that exists with some of the villages, the older villages where when they they're not, the newer / older villages, when they updated the server from 112 to 119, I believe it was, it caused, you know, some crazy terrain generation. And so you can find some stuff like that. Let's take a shortcut through the mines. Oh, wait a minute. This is not Lord of the Rings. Probably don't want to take a shortcut through the mines here because well, they wouldn't go anywhere. So I guess we're going to have to go up and over. Now, while this biome is really, really bland from a color aspect, I always thought that these biomes, where you have all the little short oak trees and then you have the coarse gravel, not the grass one, because the grass looks blah, but when it gets into the coarse gravel and stuff, and you have a little on top of a plateau biome like this, I always thought that they kind of looked neat too. I mean, really simple, and I know drab colors and everything, you know, because of the biome. The grass is bleh, the leaves are bleh. But it's just that look. It reminds me of like traveling across, you know, say Nevada or Oregon, and you hit, you know, the areas where you have the juniper deserts, and you just have juniper trees. That's kind of what it reminds me of, that. Whee! So, I gotta remember, I have gear now. I'm okay. We looted gear from that one really nice base that I hope will still be there in the future. After this series comes out, since the cords are up, I'm a little worried about that. No matter what, if I find some, you know, really neat active base, or even that little one, technically, I've doomed it because I'm displaying cords on this journey wherever I go. So I apologize to any owners if I happen to just randomly run across your base, whether new or old. Even if I was to hide the cords when I publish these videos, your base is doomed, because people will follow my trail. It's not too hard. I've talked about it. You know, even if I hid the cords, I've talked about it. I'm going north. Oh, the North Highway is right over there. I'm only 15,000 blocks away from it. Or I'm only, you know, I've said those things at different points in the series. So, I mean, it wouldn't be hard for someone to fly out, follow that general path, search around and look for the places that I've been. You know, they know I crossed the 100K, you know, ring road right there. All they have to do is fly along it and find where I crossed, and they know, okay, well, from there he generally went straight north. So all we have to do is go straight north and we can find that base. You know, we can find that thing. So I apologize in advance if I find your base while I'm out here. My intention is not to destroy things, and hopefully the people watching my channel are not the griefers or whatnot, although I sometimes get the joking comments of, oh, I recognize that blade of grass, I'm on my way, you know, type of thing. In this video here, this series here, yeah, they probably do recognize some of it. Like, I know exactly where that's at. So that's why you will never see this character get to my base. Well, for one thing, my real base. For one thing, it'd take me I don't know, a year to get there. if I'm walking, probably. I don't know. Because I'm far out. So, yeah. Still not into new terrain yet, but we're only 5,000 blocks past the 100K, so it's not expected. I bet you, I bet you it'll be 3 or 4 videos still before we find even a smidgen of new generation, new chunk load. And it'll only be little small smidgens. I think most of that probably starts out past 150,000. Sorry, villagers. I've probably created a mess in your village. Someone's been here anyways. It's an old village, so there's no beds. We'll keep going. Let's not look at the end of it. Yep. That's a get up high and look around tower. Could be an elytra tower from when the elytras first came out. You had to, a lot of people pillar up to use them simply because, like me, not anymore, but like me, I had such a difficult time trying to get myself up off the ground. I'd say someone's looted that chest. A lot of books in this village, though. Bunch of libraries. Bunch of librarians. What you trading, dude? I don't have any emeralds, but what do you got? Oh, see, someone's traded with this person. Look, they've unlocked him. And we can get thorns. That's cool. So someone at some ancient time in the past spent time at this location. And unlocked the villager. Oh, here's one of these stepping stone people. Where they were just traveling along and... I don't know, is it a speed hack? Where you're bouncing and it's like I don't see how it helps you go fast, but maybe. Got a cool hole in the mountain over there. Typically, someone might go, oh, neat, I want to build a base there. Can have windows out both sides. Look out over the lands. I'm also watching the mini-map for more loot. You know, where I see a bunch of red dots on the screen, it'll tell me that there's a bunch of stuff just sitting on the ground. Really, Mr. Skeleton? Or creeper? You're not a skeleton. Skeletons don't blow up. That's creepers. Let's take a boat for a while. It's night. Running across the sand is tiring. We can go this direction a little bit. We don't have to go straight north or anything. Fortunately, I think we're gonna... it'll circle around, but whether or not we'll be able to get around and continue, sometimes the old rivers piddle out. Is that a double spawner right close to each other? Look at that. This is extremely rare for 4 chests to be in a location. Oh, it's a temple. Someone's been here too. This is risky. Oh, it's all lit up. I was going to say this is risky, but if it's all lit up, you never know. There could be a stash here. This could be from ancient times. They mined all the TNT. Wonder how long ago this was. That would be the neat thing to find out. It's like, how long ago was whoever was here, how long ago was that? Was it like a year? 10 years? Not so many years? We want to go this way. If we can get out of here. We found our neat thing at the beginning of the episode. We're probably not going to find another neat thing in the next 7 minutes, but you never know. We might. Another E-chest over there, but nothing. Let me run. We need speed potions. That's what we need. Or horse. We seem to be in a large landmass and out of the endless oceans because we're out of the 100K area. Should look for a horse. Haven't seen any though. But we'll keep our eyes open. Maybe over here in this grassy little plain. Of course, it would help if it was daytime because then I won't have to worry about a dozen skeletons all in one spot shooting me while I'm trying to get on a horse. Of course, my luck is, look, there's ocean already. I don't need a horse now. Good thing I didn't go try to get a horse because we ran out of land already. All right, well, cool. What do we got? We got 6 minutes. We might make it to the 10K mark here. I doubt it, especially if there's more land. But it's good distance. I wonder what the average distance I've traveled is on each episode. I'll have to look at that. I imagine it's under 10K. I'm pretty sure it's under 10K for each episode because otherwise 10 episodes would have gotten me to the 100K, and I've recorded more than 10 videos. I think I'm up to 20 videos. This does not look No, it's a natural village base. No, someone did a raid. There's a boat, and there. Oh, look at this. We're gonna have to watch for a wither. Someone defeated a raid, or at least just killed the captain. Some armor there if someone was short on iron armor. Some carrots. I'll take a couple carrots. There we go. Oh, there's even a villager here still. Oh, sorry, sir. Here, I'll rescue you. There you go. You're safe. Where's my gold? Where's my reward? Can you give me a reward? We're gonna get rid of this. And that. And that. I don't know why I'm keeping the other stuff. And that. Alright, let's watch for a wither. Because anytime you see ruins, you never know. Nothing's showing up. There is a bunch of loot over here. Oh, wither. See? That's why there's a bunch of loot. There's no chests or anything, but obviously there was a little base here. You can see like a castle top right here. There's a portal there. Now the wither's just been going around blowing everything up. They had a nice little bridge right there. Wonder what it was. Outside of this and knowing that, okay, well, there was definitely a little bit of a castle. But that's really all you can tell. So who knows what that used to be. But that's cool. We found 2 things on this episode. We found technically 3 things, but the one is combined. We found the dungeon spawner that's been set up as a farm with the string duper, which I actually tried to build when I first got on the server because I didn't know it was patched. I was going, let's see what dupes are working, and I was just going through lists of videos of, okay, let's try this dupe. Oh, let's try this dupe. Let's try this dupe. We did a couple episodes on them. None of them worked, obviously, except for the carpet duper, and the TNT duper and the rail duper. I don't know if there's any others than that. Not sure. Let me see. Do I want to go over this or do I want to go around it a little bit? It looks like it's going to keep going a long ways, potentially that direction. Not that I'm trying to stay right here next to or stay within this range of the highway. It actually probably wouldn't hurt if I got out like 50 to 75,000 off of the highway. I'd probably be much more likely to run into old bases and ruins of stuff that's been built in the last 5 years. So I think we can start going northwest a ways. Oh, another little village. I thought it was a base, but it's not. We'll just follow the ocean out a little bit, see what we can find. I have an itch on my nose. There. Okay, got the itch. I would have used my other hand, but the kitty is using my hand as a pillow right now, and he's over here snoring. I can hear it. I don't think it doesn't look like OBS is picking it up. The filter on the microphone, the sound gate's blocking it, but but he's over here. He's got his head and paw on my arm. Well, his head is on my wrist. This is the hand that's controlling my mouse, right? This one. So his head is on my wrist, limiting my ability to move quick because I can't pick up my hand. And then he's got his paw on over my arm, and he's kind of just slumped over, and he's over here snoring. He does this a lot. Even if I'm like working, you know, and so I'm on the laptop doing work and stuff, he'll come over and he'll just plop down and lay on my arm or hand and fall asleep while I'm working. It's like, kitty, I need to move around a little bit, especially if I'm working because I'm trying to type and do things like that. All right, well, we have made it out here. We have discovered, oh, there's my boat. We have discovered an old ruined base, an old dupe machine, string duper, and a little grinder farm. So I think it was a productive episode, besides the fact that we did make some good distance. I would say a creeper blew up right there. Doesn't look like it affected the player because of their dead body is not there, so I think they made it out alive. We will keep traveling, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.